Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today we are diving into a topic that's essential to personal growth and transformation, which is your comfort zone. Comfort zone is something we all know, but just few of us realize how often it holds us back. So if you want to know what is the comfort zone, why we get stuck in it, how it affects our lives, and most importantly, how we can step out of it, stay with me. To keep it simple, our comfort zone is a space where we feel secure, safe, and in control. So imagine yourself sitting in a comfortable sofa watching your favorite show and eating your favorite snacks. Just by imagining that, you feel awesome. But if you stay in that sofa all day, then all week, then all month, you'll start missing out a lot of things, like challenges, the growth that comes from stepping out and engaging with the world. So you can relax on your sofa and enjoy its comfort, but to truly experience the excitement, growth, and fulfillment that life has to offer, you must get up and explore beyond it. We all know that as human beings, we naturally avoid discomfort. This is why doing something unfamiliar like taking big decisions, resigning from a toxic job environment, or giving a public speech can be so intimidating. But one thing to keep in mind, that growth comes from discomfort. Remember all the things that you've gone through. Think about how you learned to drive a car, the first time you spoke in front of your classmates. In each situation, you had to step outside your comfort zone, make mistakes, and learn along the way. That is the process of growing. You may say that despite all these things, I still have times in life when I feel stuck, uncertain, or even afraid to take that next step. So, to understand this behavior, we need to speak about different zones, because understanding these zones will help you know exactly where you are on your path and what's needed to move forward. So, we have the comfort zone, the fear zone, the learning zone, the growth zone, and even the panic zone. So, let's dive deeper into how these zones interact and flow into one another. So the first one is the comfort zone. We already spoke about it. So this is the starting point. In this space, you feel safe, in control. Everything feels easy because it's within your capabilities. But staying here too long leads to stagnation. So you're not growing and you're not being challenged. So by stepping out of your comfort zone, you enter the fear zone. It is often the hardest transition. Because here, when you face new challenges or unfamiliar situations, fear arises and you start questioning yourself, what if I fail, or what if I'm not good enough, etc. And this can be paralyzing and preventing you from taking action. So always remember that the fear zone is not permanent, it's just a transition phase. So if you can push through the fear and move forward despite it, you enter the learning zone, where you develop resilience and you realize that failure is not the end, but a step towards success. Once you build some competence, you move into the growth zone. Here, you can start applying what you've learned in new contexts and expand your capacity. This is where personal development happens. One thing to keep in mind, that the growth zone is energizing and fulfilling, but if you're not careful enough, you can easily slip into the panic zone, especially when the challenges you're facing are too big. When you enter the panic zone, you start feeling completely out of control. It's the place where you are pushed beyond your limits and you can no longer cope with the pressure or stress. So if at some point you become anxious or you start experiencing physical or mental breakdowns, it's important to recalibrate. It's okay to step back into your comfort zone briefly to gain clarity and reestablish confidence. However, the goal is to slowly return to the learning and growth zones, equipped with new tools and strategies to manage future challenges more effectively. And now, by understanding these zones, you can navigate your personal growth journey with greater self-awareness. So let's imagine that you are trying to take a decision to leave a toxic job to start a new one. And let's navigate through the different zones that we saw earlier and how we can apply them in this situation. Let's start with the comfort zone. In the beginning, you may feel secure staying in your toxic job because it's familiar, even though it's unhealthy, but it's easier for you to stay in a situation where you know what to expect rather than face the uncertainty of change. When you start thinking about leaving, you enter the fear zone and the fear sets in. You may worry about the unknown and you start questioning yourself. What if I can't find another job? What if things get worse? You might fear disappointing others or doubt your ability to make the change. And when you face your fear and you start gathering information, you start learning about all the opportunities and options you have, you start to seek advice from your friends, your career counselors. You start searching for other job opportunities and you start preparing for interviews, etc. You take actions. You start to learn and recognize your own worth, and you begin to understand how important your well-being is. And once you make the decision to leave, you begin to grow. Now you are taking control of your life, of your career. You start focus on your self-care. You consider career changes that align better with your values. So in this zone, you start to regain confidence and you start to embrace new possibilities. After leaving, you might initially feel overwhelmed by the change, but don't worry. Once you work through these feelings, you move towards stability and opportunity. Breaking free from your comfort zone is not easy, but always start with taking small steps and also try to change your mindset. So instead of thinking of discomfort as a negative thing, start viewing it as a sign of growth. Discomfort means you're pushing your boundaries and expanding your potential. Also, reframe fear. Remember, fear is often just a signal that you're about to step into new territory, so don't be afraid. And one important thing is to find someone who will hold you accountable and cheer you on as you step outside of your comfort zone. In my case, when I wanted to start this channel, I was terrified, and having my sister who encouraged me and helped me and celebrated each episode made all the difference in pushing through my discomfort. And whenever you are scared to take a new step, remember the benefits of stepping out of your comfort zone. You will prove to yourself that you're capable of more than you thought. You will unlock new skills, new experiences. You will discover strengths you didn't know you had and grow into a more empowered version of yourself. You will open the door to opportunities you would have missed if you had stayed in your safe zone. And I want you to think about some of the greatest innovations or moments in history. They didn't happen because someone stayed in their comfort zone. They happened because someone dared to venture into the unknown. So today we talked about the comfort zone, how it keeps us safe, but also how it can hold us back from our fullest potential. Stepping out of it is uncomfortable, but it's also where the magic happens. So start small, shift your mindset, and embrace the discomfort. I encourage you to push yourself beyond your comfort zone this week, whether that means enrolling in a class, expressing your thoughts in a meeting, or just trying something entirely new. The size of the challenge doesn't matter. Thank you so much for listening. See you next week.